Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Sri Munira binti Muhammad Yusuf. So today I will present about Zygmunt Bauman. So who is he? Zygmunt Bauman was born in 1925 and he is a son of Jewish Polish parents. So before becoming a sociologist, he is a Soviet soldier. After the war, he started his academic career in Poland as a Marxist sociologist. Then he was removed from his teaching post in 1968 because of an anti-Semitic campaign by the Polish communists. Then he went to Israel to teach in Tel Aviv for a short time before he finally ending up in Great Britain in the University of Leeds. In University of Leeds, where he made a name for himself within British sociology as an expert on Marxism and hermeneutics. Book that made Bauman rise into international prominence is Modernity and the Holocaust in 1989. He also published a number of writings, but most of the argument is about study of the murder of the European Jews. Bauman also succeeded in raising serious ethical issues in a debate of post-modernity when it started until now. Holocaust is a story where in a World War II, where the Jewish are being ethnic cleansing in Germany by Nazi. But Bauman interpret Holocaust was not a German crime, but in sense that it was solely the particular and unique social and political conditions in Germany that made industrial mass murder. The other Bauman famous writing is about liquid modernity, where he compares society with mass. The last one is liquid modernity, focus on the transformation that affect human life concerning the general determination of life. According to Hannah Arendt and Bauman, modernity and Holocaust was not an emotional, irrational outburst, but it is actually about fullest realization. It was the outcome of routine, bureaucratic procedure, and rational cost-benefit analysis. Okay, in German eyes, the Jewish is the spy for the other country or working for some international secret organization. As a result, modernity uneased with groups, identities that do not tie in with nationhood. Bauman is one of the first social scientific authors that make the Holocaust as the starting point for reflection on the nature of modernity and to develop his view on contemporary era and on ethics.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ain Nadira binti Muhammad Nazri, and today I would like to present to you about the modernity and the Holocaust. First and foremost, as I begin my explanation about modernity and the Holocaust, I want to explain to you about the history of the Holocaust and what had happened on that event. The Holocaust began in 1933 when Adolf Hitler came to power the Germany. Hitler was an anti-Semite who held prejudice or discrimination against Jews. Anti-Semitism is a form of racism, which the discrimination is specifically towards the Jews. Holocaust was a genocide, an intentional action to destroy a racial or ethnic group in whole. When around 6 million Jews were murdered by Nazi Germany in Auschwitz during World War II in Holocaust. To relate modernity and the Holocaust, standard sociology tend to miss the boat, which saying that the Holocaust was a failure of modernity, not a product of modernity. However, Bauman will argue otherwise. He believes that the Holocaust was a hidden phase of modernity. Each of the two phases, which the modernity and the Holocaust, can no more exist without the other than the two sides of coin. Bowman used the discussion of Weber's work on rationalization to demonstrate how a pattern of rationalization could lead to the kinds of events in Holocaust. The Holocaust is an example of what can happen with modern industrial organization. If it could happen on such a massive scale elsewhere, then it can happen anywhere. It is all within the range of human possibility, and like it or not, Auschwitz expands the universe of consciousness no less than landing on the moon. This allows Bowman to treat the Holocaust as rare, yet significant and reliable test of the hidden possibilities of modern society. Given Bowman claimed that the potential for a Holocaust is present in all modern societies, the Holocaust a byproduct of the modern drive to fully design, fully control world.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Fatimah Ramiti Zamri. I will talk about key concept of modernity and postmodernity. First, I will talk about concept of modernity and modernity. Bauman's personal experience with anti-Semitism and his later research about the Holocaust lead him to question whether forms of social organization and rationality, often championed as sign of human progress, actually undercut moral obligation and responsibility. For example, in Modernity and the Holocaust, Bauman argues that the Holocaust is far from being a counterexample to modern morality. But actually, it was in line with many modern principles of rationality that are seen as morally superior in most other circumstances. Later, in his writing, Bauman explores the possibilities for ethics in more postmodern social world. Second, I will talk about postmodernity and liquid modernity. In 1980 and 1990, Bauman was known as a key theorist of postmodernity. Bauman argued that modernity had always been characterized by ambivalence, means dual nature. While many other theories of postmodernity said that it is signified a radical break with modern society. Besides, Bauman saw a modern society as being largely characterized by a need for order. For example, a need for domestic, a need for categorize and rationalize the world. So it would be more controllable, predictable and understandable. Modernity was always characterized by radical change. Marx characterized this aspect of modern society as all that is solid melts into air. But for Bauman, postmodernity is the result of modernity's failures to rationalize the world and the implication of its capacity for constant change. In later years, Bauman felt that the term of postmodern was problematic, and he started using the term of liquid modernity to better describe the condition of constant mobility and changes in relationships, identities, and global economics within contemporary society. So, instead referring to modernity and postmodernity, Bauman writes of a transition from solid modernity to liquid modernity from a social life.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurul Fathiyah binti Muhammad Safwan. Today I will be presenting about solid to liquid modernization. As what we have mentioned before, instead of using the term modernity and postmodernity, which Bauman felt problematic, he started right the transition from solid modernity to liquid modernity form of social life. Modernity as heavy assumed a dominant role with the development of industrialization and the intensification of modernization throughout the West. Vast machinery, huge factory, massive workforce, economic success defined in terms of size and symbolic power, defined in terms of volume, are central to the contours of heavy modernity. Vast machinery, huge factory, and massive workforce, economic success defined in terms of size and symbolic power, defined in terms of volume, are central to the contours of heavy modernity. According to Bauman, heavy capitalism was obsessed with bulk and size, and for the reason also with boundaries, with the making them tight and impenetrable. The heavy version of modernity appears in the view of Bauman as a certain types of society subsumed to a specific organization of space and time. The conquering of space was fundamental to the ordering ambitions of heavy modernity. Spatial expansion was deeply interwoven with the logic of social control and the logic of symbolic power. Now we move on to liquid modernity. What is liquid modernity? To acknowledge that sociology can say more about the state of the world that modernity is over is to engage with what Bauman calls a positive account of the novelty of contemporary social process. To this end, he deploys the metaphor of liquid to capture the present day state of modernity. Liquid for Bauman do not keep any shape for long and are constantly prone to alteration. Liquid, unlike solid, undergo continuous change of shape. Liquid's Maxwellian fracture, brittle nature of human born today, they are compelling reason. To consider fluidity or liquidity as fitting metaphor, when we wish to grasp the nature of the present, in many ways, novelly fast in the history of modernity. This focus of liquidization provides a conceptual plank from which Bauman reformulates some of the central preoccupations of social theoretical accounts of modernity, particularly accounts which focus on the production and reproduction of modernization.